We are witnessing a growing crisis, one that directly impacts millions of Social Security recipients, including seniors relying on SSI and SSDI. You might be one of them. Right now, there's a critical $1,400 boost being debated, a lifeline that could offer relief to many, especially at a time when inflation is suffocating those on fixed incomes. But this financial relief is under siege, and it's not just politics. It's a larger, darker conflict, one involving the very institutions you trust to hold your money, banks, and the troubling accusations that these financial giants are abusing their power to punish Americans based on their political beliefs. This fight is personal, and while President Trump is standing firm to protect both the $1,400 boost and your access to your own money, the battle he's facing is more formidable than most realize. It's not just about helping seniors. It's about the fundamental principle of whether financial institutions can choose who gets served and who gets shut out. What's at stake here is much more than a check. It's about the rights of millions of Americans and the growing power of unelected elites to control what's yours. We're diving deep into this issue, what this $1,400 payment means, why it's so fiercely contested, and who is desperately trying to stop it. In July of this year, a major advocacy group for seniors, the Senior Citizens League, issued a startling call. They argued that inflation was destroying seniors financially and that the current cost of living adjustments, COLA, weren't enough. In fact, they demanded that Congress issue a one-time $1,400 boost for every Social Security recipient. This isn't just about helping retirees, it's about supporting everyone living on fixed incomes, particularly those dependent on Social Security, SSI, and SSDI. But here's the important distinction most people miss. This $1,400 is not a replacement for the annual COLA adjustment. It's an additional direct payment intended to provide immediate relief. Why? Because the current way Washington calculates Columbia, using the Consumer Price Index for Urban Wage Earners, CPIW, is inherently unfair. It doesn't accurately reflect the reality of what seniors spend their money on. This flawed measure fails to account for the higher costs seniors face on essentials like medicine, housing, and groceries. According to surveys by the TSCL, 96% of seniors want the CPIE, the Consumer Price Index for the elderly, adopted, as it would more accurately reflect their true spending habits. And here's the kicker. 1 in 5 seniors is spending over $1,000 a month just on healthcare. Meanwhile, 7.3 million seniors are living on less than $1,000 a month total. It's a grim picture. So, as we face this pivotal moment, the question remains, is the $1,400 boost a moral necessity to protect our seniors, or does it risk the future of the Social Security Fund? Critics argue that this short-term relief could drain the system faster than expected, offering a temporary fix that could trigger long-term disaster. They claim this is precisely the kind of short-term, election-driven spending that politicians hand out to win votes. We've seen it before. Biden's campaign promises of a $200 monthly boost? Gone. Sanders' $2,400 a year bill to eliminate taxes on benefits? Drowned in red ink. The tension is real, and the stakes are enormous. Should we risk billions today to keep seniors from skipping medications or meals? Or should we protect the trust fund, knowing millions will be left to fend for themselves in a volatile economy? Neither option seems ideal, but which one makes more sense to you? As if the financial side of this debate weren't intense enough, there's a disturbing twist that has shifted the entire conversation from fiscal policy to political warfare. Some of the most powerful voices in the GOP are now warning that the pushback against this $1,400 relief payment is just the tip of the iceberg, what they're calling the weaponization of the banking system. Enter Operation Choke Point 2.0. This covert initiative is allegedly designed to use banks as political tools, cutting off access to financial services for those connected to causes or individuals the government doesn't like. And this isn't some fringe conspiracy theory. It's a reality that's playing out in high-profile cases. Former President Trump himself has accused major banks, J.P. Morgan Chase and Bank of America, of refusing to accept over $1 billion in deposits from him after the last election. Banks denied these accusations, But the stories from Melania and Eric Trump are hard to ignore. Melania Trump claims that after leaving the White House, her bank abruptly shut down her account without warning or valid reason. And, to make matters worse, a university rejected a charitable donation she made to foster children simply because it came from her. The students lost out entirely, victims of this political discrimination. Eric Trump has shared similar experiences, with major banks like Capital One, Chase, Bank of America, and others closing their accounts. No questions asked, no criminal allegations, no explanations. Only the Trump name. While the banks involved deny any political discrimination, this growing pattern of debanking has millions of Americans concerned. GOP lawmakers are drawing connections to Operation Chokepoint 2.0, which they claim is the Biden administration's quiet campaign to force financial institutions to refuse service to people based on political affiliations. No due process, no trial, just a simple decision to lock people out of their money because of their beliefs. Now, here's the chilling question. If banks have the power to decide who can access their own funds based on their politics, what's to stop them from delaying or even denying something as essential as a $1,400 Social Security payment? And this isn't just about one payment, it's about your ability to access your money. This is where President Trump's administration enters the fray. Trump and his team aren't just concerned about the $1,400 boost. They are determined to stop this banking abuse and ensure that no one, no matter their political standing, can be denied access to their own accounts. Trump has ordered regulators to review any political or ideologically motivated account closures. His stance is simple. Every American should be able to access their money without fear of political blacklists. But this isn't just about protecting seniors. If the wrong forces control our financial systems, they could do far more than stop a Social Security boost. They could freeze VA benefits, disability payments, and even tax refunds, all based on politics. That's the reality we face right now. The fight over the $1,400 boost is no longer about a check. It's about two competing forces colliding. On one side, we have the urgent need to protect vulnerable seniors and provide relief in an age of crushing costs. On the other, we have the growing threat of financial institutions exploiting their power to punish political enemies. This is no longer just a debate over dollars and cents. It's about our freedom to control our own money. It's about whether we are going to allow private banks and politicians to decide who gets paid and who doesn't based on politics. The $1,400 boost is just the beginning. If the banks and the elites win this fight, they will have the power to control not only your financial life, but also your future. So ask yourself, is this where we want to go as a country? Because if we don't protect our freedoms now, there may be no turning back. The $1,400 check is just the first battleground. What's next? Will your access to Social Security, or your money, be at risk because of who you vote for? If you believe in protecting the rights of every American to access their money and stand up against political interference, make sure to subscribe, like, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. We need to hear from you. Your voice matters in this fight.